Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another strip solo. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Ayar, Children of the Sun. Of course, we're going to look at it from a solo perspective. Let's see how it plays. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you ever really do appreciate that support, thank you very much. So I'm about halfway through the game, entering into round 3 of a 4-round game. Now, what's going on in this game is you basically have 4, I'll just call them mini games that you're playing at the same time. And those mini games are controlled by strength reactions as you put out these little houses. And by the way, this game did a really good job putting the theme in here and calling it by what they're really called. So for instance, they call the houses tambos and such. And I don't want to mispronounce a lot of stuff, so I might just skip that because I seem to have a tough time, interpreting the exact way to say everything. But anyway, so when you put out a house on one of these action spaces, you will do the action of one of the 4 mini games, is why I like to think about them as. And one game is basically like a set collection game where you're making pottery and you're getting points, moon points, not sun points yet, I'll tell you about that in a second, but moon points for having the same of each type of pottery. So for instance, if you have 4 of the same, you'd score 16 points. If you have 2 of the same, like I show here, you'd score 4 points. And if you just have 1 by itself, it's 1. And of course, 9 for 3. And so you're making, these 2 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind to try to score a bunch of points here. And you take them from this offer over here. And if you really need to get a specific type, you could even spend 4 of these, 4 action strength to get a wild and use that. So that's one. That's the pottery action. And you do that by taking an action on the board that looks like this. Okay. And I'll explain this in just a second, but I want to talk about the 4 mini games first. The second one is this tapestry weaving. And what you're doing with the tapestry is you're trying to fill this grid basically over from left to right. And as soon as you fill up all the spaces in a specific column, you would qualify for getting moon points when you score for that particular category. But also you're trying to put these together to make suns. Okay. And that's the way this game works is you're going to score sun points and moon points. And whichever you have the least of at the end of the game is the score that you have. All right. And you score suns down here by just having a certain number of the pottery. So these come in different varieties and have different amounts of suns on them, depending on what kind of tapestry you put down here and weave and how you put it in. Okay. Now, the other thing you're going to do, the other kind of action is making these reed islands. Okay, and so you're gathering reeds, moving around your boat in this lake, and going to these different spots where you can basically put down one of your little island huts. And the more of those you put down, the more sun points you score. Plus, at the end, when it's time to score the particular thing for the raft or the reed building, you'll score your highest island point total out there, period. So for instance, my highest point total is 10. So if I was to score that category right now, it'd be 10 points. And I would get 2 of these sun points to add to my dial here, which I'll talk about in a second. The final game is basically moving these maze tokens into the farm and revealing certain icons. And when you complete a full box, it'll be worth moon points there. And you would sum up all the moon points that you've unlocked for each of the little boxes. So for instance, I unlock this box here. That's worth 4 points. I'm about to unlock this one. It'll be worth 10 points. And I also get one of these mask tiles, which unlocks special abilities for you throughout the game. So those are the 4 mini games. Set collection here, a little geometric puzzle over here while you're filling things in, traveling along the board, and placing down your different islands here, and then revealing crops in different locations, or not locations, but in different categories here to score points. Now, how do you do all that? Well, the way it's going to work is on your turn, you're going to move these Ayar figures up these tracks depending on how you put down the matching color figure on your grid. And then you can place one of your houses in any open icon behind the guy you just moved. And when the guy, the different Ayars cross these spots right here that correspond to tiles like this, you will do it's basically like it's an accumulation of your sun points to add to this dial. Now, this doesn't score at that point. It only scores at the end of the night phase when you have the dawn step. But the more you juice this up, the more points you'll score during each of the 4 dawn phases in the game. Now, here's the twist. At the end of every round, when you've taken all the actions that you have left for your guys, and in the first round you have 5 actions, the second round you have 4, the third round you have 3, and the last round you have 2 actions. When you've taken all those, the one figure that is the furthest back on any of these 4 tracks, you can see that's already retired. I've retired 2 of them. But there's 4 different color tracks. So one that's on the furthest back will be retired. And then that'll go through a scoring phase where you're going to score certain things. You'll score temples if you've placed them. You'll score for a particular category by choosing whichever one you want, the color that corresponds to the one that retired, and putting it into that moon phase, getting the moon points for that spot. And then you'll also be able to get some other things with the harvest, etc. And I'm going to demonstrate all that in just a second. And so it is an interesting situation because you are going to be moving these things up, and part of your plan is going to be which one of these do you not want to retire, because maybe you are working towards tiles they are moving towards, and that would work to your benefit from getting your sun engine charged up and doing well. And at the same time, you've got to balance out which moon phase you want to score, moon category do you want to score, because once you score this, so for instance, I've already scored the pottery one, right? Now I can score that again if I use my temple and put it in line with one of these 2 figures as they go across, but you're only going to score that twice. Same thing with the sun. You'll score the sun maybe up to 3 times, and it's not really scoring, it's adding to the dial. But you add the dial when the figure crosses or lands on this spot right here. You'll add for that particular category. And you'll also add it when you clear out a column here that corresponds to one of the bonus actions. So earlier in the game, I already scored for this one right here. Wasn't the greatest one, but that was what I did at the time because I'm trying to build up larger ones in different spots before I score it. So there is a significant dynamic of what to score when and how to do it, and what's the order of operations that makes for the majority of the decisions in this game. Now, when you're playing against the solo opponent comes in 4 difficulties. I'm playing on the 2-star difficulty, which is the second from the lowest difficulty. And they play in a similar fashion, but their actions are dictated through a set of tiles here. There's 5 tiles, and every round you remove one of them. And the tiles will correspond to how far they're going to move up one of these 2 figures or whatever they pull out of here, as well as the strength of the action and when they're going to build a temple. This bot is fairly easy to control. Once you've played the game once, I think you really understand everything about the game. But that first game will take some doing. The rules are laid out pretty well. They are. There's just, because the bot and you play slightly differently, in the context of how does the bot do its exact turn, what is it, how do they prioritize which turn they're going to take, or I should say which action they're going to take. That takes a little bit of getting used to based on this chart here, these 6 conditions. So anyway, without further ado, let me show you around, and this is going to be round 3 now. Now, I go first in round 3 because it goes back and forth. And so what am I trying to do? Well, a couple things. Number 1, I'm lagging behind in the sun points. All right. He's got a sundial set at 7. I'm at 5. So I'm going to try to work hard on that. Number 2, I'm lagging way behind on the moon points, but I'm not worried about that as much because he happened to score a lot of moon points early with this big run that he did in pottery, where I've got some plans that I'm going to score some more of those later. I'm hoping to pick up some in the farming area and kind of catch up. So in order to score the sun stuff, I want this guy to move past. He's pretty close. He can score here pretty closely. So can he. And that's it. So these two spots are where I would score next. This would be in the tapestry area, and this would be in the pottery area. And then after that, I'd have to wait all the way till he gets, this blue one gets over here to 19, and this one gets over here. So they're gonna, the way that these are randomly dealt out in this case, it's going to say that all of my sun points are coming from the tapestry areas and this pottery area. That's what's going to happen, because this track over here, this has already been passed, so I don't even have to have it on here. This guy retired. This has been passed too. And this guy who's retired, these are no longer really even in play. This one could be in play. We'll leave it because this guy could make his way all the way over here. And so you can kind of see that based on the board placement, you have to figure out what you want to focus on, when, and how. Okay. So there's also a little blocking here. After you play, these guys who you've placed out to coordinate with the color, and this guy is wild, they stand in the way for the previous round from where you put them. So you can't really just put them back in, and you have to figure out the order that you're going to go in. So anyway, all I have to say, let's get started here. Now, the red and the green have not retired. Okay, so that's why I have red and green over here. That's why I have red and green over here, and I have that wild here. The first thing I'd like to do, I think, is find a way to increase the pottery, because this guy is almost assuredly going to have a move over here. And the only problem is the pottery itself. I wish I had a red or a purple there. I don't have either. But I do have this guy, which is important for me for what I'm trying to do. And so what I'll do is I'm going to take this red, and I'm going to try to move him just a little bit. I'm going to move him over here and lay him down, and it's going to give me a strength of 4 action, but it only moves because of this arrow one space. So he's going to move from here to here. Then I can play this on the pottery, and then I will get my my strength action of 4. Okay, so I look here to see this costs 1 strength, 2 strength, 3 strengths, and 4 strengths. The best thing for me to do would be to take these 2, and that would count as my 4. That also gets me another sun, and it allows me to get one of these tokens here, which I can put down to activate this special power. And what this special power allows me to do is it says place 3. Well, after I've put 3 down here, I immediately allow me to move one of my retired step markers to a different slot, making the slot available again for future moon scoring. So in the case here, I'm absolutely going to do that with, I'm going to take the one that's on the pottery. Where's that? Right here. And I'm going to move it off to a different slot. Now, because I know I'm not going to be scoring a lot of, that's the tough thing. I think the best thing to do, because I'm trying to upgrade this, is I'm going to put it on my grain one. And that kind of goes against with what I just said, but I'm going to have a lot more points coming from this pottery from what I'm planning to do. So that allows me to do that. One time I did it. Now I have the ability to score this an extra time. And we're going to lean into that. Okay, so that's my turn. Now, what's he going to do? He's going to move 1 space the red color. So he's going to go up 1 space right here. And he's going to do it with an action power. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. First of all, this, I triggered a couple things. I have to put out a temple because I cleared up all 4 of these. And I'm absolutely going to put out the temple. I know this is going to happen. I'll take this spot first over here. That'll score me the most points. And I'm going to put it out with the pot in mind because I want to really maximize that scoring to try to catch up to what he did to me over here. So I actually, I can't do that. I have to put it here because you could only put it in a line for the guy that you actually move. So that's a little less than ideal because this is a 3-point bonus instead of a 6. It's okay. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. And then I got an extra one of these tiles, which I'm going to put probably, given that I may not get another one for a minute, I'll probably put it here to, let's see, I'll put it here just to get another a llama tile that'll help me with boost up my sun. These are multi-sided. I could do sun or moon, but I'm going to almost assuredly be low in the sun points. Okay, back to him. So he moved this 1 space. Now he's going to go X, which is the number of rounds plus 2. So I'm on round 3 plus 2 is an action of 5. And now where does he want to put it? He wants to put it in the tapestry one if he can, if there's an open tapestry, and there is, because that's the one that's coming next. Okay? So he is going to then use the tapestry action with a strength of 5. Now, when I look over what he's going to do, I think he's going to, the way it works is, it shows that when you've got more than 2, you take the 1 here, and then you take the 4 here, because you're going to do n minus 1 for their power, which would be 5 minus 1 is 4. Okay, so that gives you your 5. Now, he's not going to use this sun, but I believe he is going to get the bonus from this tile there. I want to make sure. Does it say he gets... it may... That's the thing that's a little different with the bot. It may ignore that, or it might not. I don't know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it does not. So he would normally get one of these camels because he never gets one of those mask tokens. So he's going to get another, not camel, but another llama token here. All right, so now he's got some sun and some moon points for that maneuver right there, and his turn's done. Now it comes back to me. So I'm almost assured that this is going to jump up and score. I'm going to let him do that. So I'm going to move this guy right here, and I'm going to try to do that by taking this and let's see. Oops, I never slid these down. Sorry. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out, he was here, so that would be the best move, but I can't do that. So most likely the better thing for me to do is to open this up to place the temple. So I'm going to move this. This will be an action strength of 2 now. And I'll be placing a temple, which will be my tapestry one almost assuredly. But we'll see what happens after I do this action. Now, he's going to move 2 spaces, 1, 2. I say he, but that one's going to move 2 spaces. And I'm about to do this. I'd really like to get more than 1 sun worth. So I'm going to do a 2 strength move here. But the problem with a 2 strength move is that it's not really going to gain me the sun that I need. So chances are I'm going to be out of luck. It's possible that he moves this one. Well, I know he moves this one next. Never mind. That'll be all right. So I'm going to get this tile here worth 2. And I'm going to put it over here with the expectation. Actually, no, that's foolish. I'm going to take this one, because I'm not going to have too much time. I'm going to put it over here with the expectation that I'll put another one in there later. Okay. I don't know if that's the best thing, but that's what I'm going to do. So now I have to put my temple down. It's going to be the tapestry temple. It's going to go here, because I think I will be able to gain more before it's over. Okay. And then what's he going to do? He is going to flip over this, and he is going to move blue 2 spaces, 1, 2. So that means he's going to do the scoring, and it's round 3 plus 1 is 4, and he is going to get more pottery actions, which is really unfortunate for me. So he's going to take this 3 and this 1 and really max out his pottery. And that tile has one of these on them, so I'm going to assume he's going to get this. Okay. Now we're going to see how it works when he crosses, or has crossed, the Raimi scoring tile. So he's crossed this, so we're going to score sun points for pots. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to move his dial up from 7 to 13. And when it's time for the dawn, he's going to get points for that. I'm only going to get 3, unfortunately. So I go from 5 to 8. All right. So that is done. Now, because both of us did at least 1 sun, we both get one of these llamas again. Which, again, you spend the llamas at the end to make up, to get additional points. And that flips over, making it a little bit more hard to get that llama bonus. My last move. So this guy is sitting on the 15 spot. If I want him to retire first this turn, I leave him here and I move this guy up. If I want it to go the other way, I would flip it around. As it is, I want the retirement to happen with, let's see, probably blue first. So I don't want to move blue. I'm going to place this here. I said I want the retirement to happen with blue first. So there's some thoughts that go into this. Let me tell you. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, I move 3 because this is the 3 arrow. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to get a power of 3. I'm going to get a tapestry action of 3. Now I'm going to get this 1. I'm going to place it here. And I'm going to get this 2. Suppose I could have probably, actually, well, yeah, we're going to do it this way. I probably could have done something a little better, but that's how I did it. Now, I don't get any special bonuses for that maneuver or anything like that. Also, I just changed my mind. I don't actually want to move this one. I'm going to use this one because I want to pull this at the end, getting this bonus over here. And at one point, I did actually activate that earlier, so that should have been blocked off. Okay, so now we have completely moved, and now he's going to do his last walk. No, he has one more turn. So we put these back in the bag. He's going to move something 3 spaces. It's the blue guy. All right, so 1, 2, 3, which means that this guy is now going to retire. So my plans kind of got foiled. It is going to be a strength of 3. He's going to take the action that's coming up next in this category. Oh, I'm sorry, we crossed over. Wait. Where was he? No, we're good because I moved 2 spots. 1, 2. Yes. Okay. And in that case, this should have flipped over. Okay. So, sorry. 3 spots. We just did 1, 2, 3. He wants to do this action again. It's going to be a strength of 3. He's going to get a 1 and a 2. He's going to just put them right there. Now we're going to go, he's going to lay down a temple. He lays down the temple that he's going to score the most points in. So it's either going to be 8 points here or 12 points here. It's going to be 12 points here. He's going to put it in this spot right there. All right. Now, he is finished, and we've both taken the same amount of turns. So now we are going to the night phase. Oh, we got to do this scoring here. Sorry. Do we? I'm sorry. I'm talking all this through. We already did the scoring. We're fine. Go to the night phase. Okay. So in the night phase, the first thing we do is we see which one retires. Okay. Well, this guy's on 18. This guy's on 16. So they're going to retire. So he's going right there. Then if anybody had harvested, which actually nobody did, we would have awarded this token to the harvester. But that didn't happen. Then we score the temples. So we're going to score both these temples. He's going to get moon points for his island. And the best island he has available is the 6. So he's going to get 6 moon points. Plus the 6 that's up here is 12. So he's going to go to 59. And then I'm going to get 3 plus the pottery points. And my pottery points, I've got 4, 8, 9. So I'm going to get 9 plus the 3 is 12. So I'm lagging a little behind here. Okay. So we've scored those. Now, this comes here, and I'm going to score with I'm going to take this brown one, and I'm going to score for let's see what's coming up next here. So this guy's going to walk tapestries. We're going to do tapestries. So I'm going to probably score for the pottery at this moment. So the pottery gives me that 9 points again. To 37. He is going to take his token. He's going to score for the one he gets the most, which is absolutely the weaving, which is 12. So he's going to move his token up to 71 for the moon points. Then in the sun phase, he's going to score the one that he has opened that gives him the most suns. Well, this is 2 and that is 2. So it doesn't matter. So he's going to do the top one. He's going to get 2 more suns, puts him to 15. Then he's going to score his sun points. So he's going to go up 24 right there. I don't get that little bonus. I would have already done that. So I just score my 8 sun points, but I get an extra one because of this bonus here. So that's 9. And when I went up before, I forgot that bonus. I should have gotten an extra one at that point when I moved my dial. So I'm actually going to get 10 points at this spot. Puts me at 15. Okay. So now we do the prepare, which is basically me standing this back up, me taking his 3rd tile out, and we know he's going to move this twice because that's all there is left. So that shows you really what's going on in this game pretty thoroughly from the standpoint of the solo and the standpoint of how it all flows, because you saw an entire phase, day phase and night phase. And at the end, what you're going to do is there's no major end game scoring. What happens is you basically trade in these llama tokens for either sun points or moon points based on the exchange over here for the automa or the standard method for you as the player on this. So for instance, if you had 4 of these, like I have 3 right now, 3, that's 6 points I could add to my sun score. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 15 points that he could add to his sun score. Why wouldn't you add it to the moon score? Because the sun score is in the back. So that's kind of how the game works. Let me tell you what I think about it. So I apologize in advance if I made any mistakes there. I was certainly not trying to, but as you usually do when you're talking it through, sometimes you miss certain things. Anyway, what do I think about this game? Well, this game is a fantastic game. There is no doubt about it. I think that it's really fun for a variety of reasons. Number one, I like the 4 little mini games. They're pretty easy to understand. They don't do anything particularly new or novel from other mini games you've done before, but they are fun enough to give you a little variety of what you're trying to do. Number 2, I really like how foggy, I would say, things are with regards to what is going to score when and how. You really don't have perfect knowledge. You do have some knowledge because you can tell what has already moved. You can tell that this, based on the tokens that have come out of the bag and what you've already used, you know which one's going down the path. But the specific order and how far they're going to go and everything else is an unknown. And that makes it kind of fun and also interesting to try to figure out how much you can push your luck and whether where you want to move, who and how far, and who you want to retire and who you don't. Very interesting, very cool. Number 3, I think that the game itself plays very easily from a solo standpoint once you've played a full game. I have to admit that first full game was tough on me just because I was having a hard time understanding the nuances between what I was doing and the specifics of what the opponent does. But once you understand that, it really becomes simple to execute. So that was a big plus once it kind of clicked. And I'd say it probably clicked about 75% through my first game. I love that there's 4 different difficulties. I had no problem beating the first difficulty. I think I may have gotten a little lucky. But as you can see, as I'm playing the second one here, it's not going so well for me with my points. I'm very far behind in the moon points, and I'm a little bit behind the sun. And so the fact is that you're going to have a dynamic experience every time you play. It's not like the game is going to necessarily be just they're going to score this amount of points every time. The other thing that I didn't make it too big of a deal on was the bonus abilities that get unlocked when you place those little the mask tiles down. There's a lot of them. There's some of them that give you extra power in each of the categories, which I didn't really demonstrate, but those are cool. And then there's also these one-time or multi-time benefits, like you saw for me as I got more sun points whenever you actually score, move the dial for the sun, or you take a look at the situation that happens with regards to the actual scoring of the dawn phase. And so really, really cool dynamic there. Very, very fun game. I think if you like games, if you like what you saw, you're going to love this game. It's plain and simple. That's the way it is. I think that it's more approachable than previous ones in the series that follow, but it's still a lot to think about. There's a lot going on. it provides a very interesting and satisfying puzzle, especially because you're trying to make sure that you're not minimizing one scoring category over another for no good reason. There's no point if you've got a ton of moon points and you're really not doing very well in the sun, or vice versa. You're wasting your time. You need to keep those things as close as you possibly can to maximize your score. So overall, I highly recommend this game. From a solo standpoint, it is a clear win for me. I will definitely be playing this a lot, keeping in my collection. The replayability is there because the game evolves so differently every time you play. Yes, you're going to be doing the same thing where there's 4 rounds and 4 retirements and everything else, but how you put those temples in play and which actions you take and what you focus on really is going to make for a different experience each and every time. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Whatever you do in the future, I really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy, everybody.